How the caste census will rewrite Indian politics forever. For nearly a century, India has run blind. Ever since the British colonial administration conducted the last comprehensive caste count in 1931, the nation has never officially mapped its exact population through the lens of caste. But that era is officially over. With the massive wheels of the national census in motion, caste enumeration is no longer a question of if it is happening. The opposition calls it the ultimate weapon for social justice. Critics call it a dangerous gamble that could fracture the nation's majority consolidation. Today we decode the high-stakes war between the PDA identity narrative and nationalist politics and ask, will the caste census, caste census unite under gender equity or break into permanent political fragments? Breaking a 90-year taboo. For decades, successive post-independence governments deliberately avoided a full caste census to foster an overarching, unified national and civic identity, relying primarily on estimates and the legacy data of the 1931 census. The shift in political slogans. Regional parties and opposition fronts changed the game by weaponizing this data vacuum. The narrative shifted rapidly from abstract growth and development to hard mathematical formulas like जिनकी संख्या भारी उतनी उनकी हिस्सेदारी. Population share equals share in power. From silence to state action, with states conducting independent local surveys and the pressure mounting nationally, the central framework had to adapt, turning caste data into the single most potent variable in modern governments. The opposition's playbook. Regional forces are banking on the census to provide concrete, undeniable numbers. The strategy is simple: use exact demographic data to challenge the existing 50% of reservation ceiling, the demand quotas in the private sector, and the splinter the unified Hindu vote bank along localized caste identities. The nationalist dilemma: how does the ruling establishment navigate this while committing to the administrative necessity of a transparent census? The ideological challenge is immense. The core of nationalist politics relies on bridging the caste divides under a common cultural umbrella. A hyper-quantified caste breakdown threatens to force voters back into rigid, localized social silos. The deep dive has the unintended consequences. The trap of backwardness, when state resources and political patronage are tied directly to demographic weight, every community has an incentive to prove it is historically disadvantaged. This sparks a dangerous race where microcastes scramble for backward status, deepening social fractures rather than healing them. Governance was identity gridlock. Will these numbers actually uplift the poorest of the poor, or will they only benefit dominant groups within specific reservation categories? The global ambition paradox. As India aggressively positions itself as a tech-driven, unified global superpower aiming for modern economic dominance, does a hyper-fixation on medieval identity boxes pull the nation backward? Data is never neutral. It is the ultimate instrument of power. The numbers pouring out of this massive demographic exercise will dictate India's reservation policies, resource allocation, and electoral outcomes for the next half century. But the real question remains, will this data be used to bridge the gaps of social equity, or will it be weaponized to fracture the civil fabric of the nation? Drop your unfiltered thoughts on the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay tuned to Radical Hindu for ground reality that mainstream media won't touch.